So I really wanted to talk about, it's kind of a multi-part story with your listeners, because I think there's a lot in here that might be relatable, especially considering the times, because there's a lot of hardship going on. And there's a lot of need for connectivity and understanding of how relationships can really help us grow and heal. And at the end of the story, we're going to get to the really exciting part about how both of your channeling was so helpful in this experience for me
Mm,
and the two others in the story. But the two others in the story, I'm going to give a little background on their part of it first. And they are horses,
of
just for
course.
the
Oh,
listeners to understand. um, and I have my tea with me here, so I'm going to have a little sip before I get into it.
Perfect.
So I wanted to share this story that has, at the beginning, a lot of pain and suffering and loss.
mm,
But listeners, please stick with us, because it really is a story of overcoming and
Mhm.
of growth and of love.
Okay, we're actually listening like listeners right now, so
yeah.
this is we're right alongside with you.
Wonderful. And please jump in just like normal if you have
Okay.
things to add in. I love your input, both of you. So the first horse that I've really deeply fallen in love with, and that I was so lucky to call my own, is a mare named Grace. And she is with me now. She's at my farm. The way she came to me, though, was pretty hard for her, because she grew up in the RCMP. She was an RCMP musical ride horse. And she really had a very hard time in that experience. The way that they train can be very heavy-handed. And there's actually a news report about it, about how the master trainer there was put on I can't remember the word, trial or something, but he was taken off of his position temporarily, at least, hopefully more permanently. I don't know what happened, because of all the abuse that was going on.
I think you mentioned this in your Master Herder series.
Yeah. So a client of mine actually purchased her from the RCMP auction. They bred her once because, well, to backtrack a little bit, they did ride her. She was the lead mare in the ride for a while, but through a series of probably a combination of pain and mishandling, she became very, very dangerous. And she was known as the witch. So any person who would come near her, she would be highly aggressive. And by the time that they sold her, my client went to pick her up, and she was rearing, biting, and striking at 3 RCMP officers trying to put just her halter on, which is the most basic form of equipment you can use with a horse. And she's a big girl. She is 17'3" for anyone who in horse world who knows what that means. But basically, she's taller, way taller than I am, and a big boned girl. And she probably weighs about 1,400 pounds. So imagine this very large being, full blown attack mode, and literally flinging the RCMP officers up against the wall.